What was your most intense "we need to leave now" moment? I was working the late shift at a 24-hour diner in a small highway town when a customer walked in around 2 a.m. Nothing unusual there. We got truckers and travelers all hours of the night, but this guy was different. Mid-40s, wearing a business suit that looked expensive but somehow wrong for someone stopping at a truck stop diner in the middle of nowhere. He ordered coffee and apple pie, then sat in the corner booth facing the entrance. That's when I noticed he never touched his food. For 40 minutes, he just sat there, occasionally checking his phone and watching the parking lot through the window. Every time a car passed on the highway, his head would snap up. Around 2:45, my manager Dave went out back for his smoke break. That's when the man approached the counter. His entire demeanor changed. The polite traveler act disappeared. "How many people work here overnight?" he asked quietly. "Not how many people work here. How many work overnight?" "Just me and my manager," I answered automatically, then immediately regretted it. He nodded slowly, like I'd confirmed something. "What time does your manager usually take his breaks?" The hair on my arms stood up. I'm not sure. It varies." He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "And you close at what time?" "We're 24 hours, I said, my voice shakier than I wanted. "Right, of course." He returned to his booth and pulled out his phone. I pretended to wipe down the counter while straining to hear his conversation. He was speaking in low tones, but I caught fragments. "Confirmed. Just two. Manager is outside. Yes, she's alone." My blood turned to ice. He was talking about me. I glanced at the security monitor. Dave was still out back, completely oblivious. The parking lot was empty except for the man's sedan and a delivery truck that had been sitting there since midnight. Wait, a delivery truck at midnight? On a Tuesday? That made no sense. I looked closer at the monitor. The delivery truck's engine was running. I could see exhaust in the cold air. The man ended his call and walked back to the counter. "Actually, could I get that pie to go? Change of plans." "Sure," I managed, reaching for a takeout container with trembling hands. That's when I saw them. Two figures moving around the side of the building, staying in the shadows. They weren't walking like customers. They were positioning themselves. "You know what?" the man said, leaning over the counter. "Never mind the pie." I heard the back door open. Dave was coming back in, but as he stepped through the doorway, one of the figures from outside appeared behind him. Dave's eyes went wide. I didn't think. I just acted. I hit the silent alarm button under the register, then grabbed the coffee pot and hurled it at the man's face. Scalding coffee and glass exploded everywhere. He screamed and stumbled backward as I vaulted over the counter and sprinted toward the back exit, shouting, "Dave, run!" But Dave was already down. Not hurt, just zip-tied and being dragged toward the delivery truck. I changed direction and bolted for the front door, but the third man was already there, blocking my path. I was trapped. Then I heard the most beautiful sound in the world. Sirens. Multiple sirens, getting closer fast. The man with the burned face looked panicked. "Abort! Abort!" he yelled into his radio. All three men abandoned whatever they were doing and ran for the delivery truck. They peeled out of the parking lot just as the first police car arrived. Turns out, I wasn't the first. They'd hit two other late-night businesses that month. The silent alarm system had been installed just 2 weeks earlier after the last incident. The police never caught them, but they found zip ties, duct tape, and a taser in the parking lot where they'd dropped them while fleeing. Dave and I both quit the next day. Some jobs just aren't worth minimum wage.